for 11.2, evaluating expressions, I need you to set up your Cornell notes like this. And inside those Cornell notes, you're going to be working these examples with me. So pause it if you need to. I'm going to move on. Move that out of the way. We learned when we were studying vocabulary that algebraic expressions will have the variables. Okay, so variables are the letters. You don't need to write this down, just listen. Those are the letters. And it says you can substitute a number for that variable and then find a value. And that's called evaluating the expression. Remember, expressions are math problems that don't have equal signs. So we're going to do together example A, B, C, and D. Okay, we're going to do those together. And that's what's going to go in your Cornell notes right here. Okay, so A says x minus 9 when x equals 15. All right, I'm looking right here. X minus 9, and it tells you that x equals 15. Now, you're kind of thinking, okay, it'd be a lot easier if they just told me 15 minus 9 to begin with. But they're getting you ready for more complicated problems that you're going to have to do later. So they're saying, okay, this is the easiest step that you'll have to do. It is going to get more difficult later. So on your notes, write mine at number 1, x minus 9, and then you'll do 15 minus 9, and then you go ahead and solve it. What is 15 minus 9? 6. Okay, let's look at number 2, or B. It says 16, right here, 16 divided by n when n equals 8. So in your notes, you're going to write 16 divided by n, and then the problem is 16 divided by, they told you that n equals 8 this time. Okay, what is 16 divided by 8? 2. X will not always forever, for the rest of your life, be equal to 15. And n forever, for the rest of your life, will not equal 8. Sometimes it could be any number. And that's why it's called a variable, because it varies. It changes. Okay, that's what varies means, remember? It changes. Okay, let's look at C. C says 5/10 y when y equals 1 4/10. I think they have a little mistake here. I think that should be right there. All right, so 5/10 y. Now, there's one thing you have to understand is that when the letter and the number are right next to each other, that means you multiply. So 5/10 y means that you are going to multiply 5/10 times whatever y is. What was y? It was 1 4/10. Oops. 1 4/10. So 5/10 times 1 4/10. Okay, so we really need to just set that up. 1.4 times 0.5. Okay, 5 times 4 is 20. Carry your 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus that 2 that you carried is 7. And then how many decimal places do I have in this problem? I have 1 here. Remember, decimal places are the numbers after the decimal. So there's 1 and there's 1. That's how many? 2. So I need 2 in my answer. 1, 2, and it's going to go right there. So my answer is 7/10. You can put it like that if you want to. All right, for number 4, let's look at it. It's D, right? 6k, and then it tells you that k equals 1/3. I'm looking right here. 6k when k equals 1/3. So I'm going to put number 4. $6k. And then k is 1/3. Remember what I said about the number and the letter or the variable being right next door to each other with no spaces or anything in between? That means multiply. So that means 6 times k, which is 6 times 1/3. And remember, when you multiply a whole number with a fraction, you have to put a what in the denominator? A 1. Now we're going to multiply straight across. 6 times 1 equals 6, and 1 times 3 is 3, and then let's simplify that because it's improper. 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. Continuing on with our notes, we're going to try to keep it as fast as possible. We're going to use the order of operations to solve these problems. So go ahead and put this in your Cornell notes. A says 4 times everything inside the parentheses. So 4 times x minus 4. And they tell us that x equals 7. So let's rewrite that problem and let's take out the x and put what? 7. So now we have 4 times 7 minus 4. So let's look at, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. KP is what? Parentheses. So we're going to underline that, do that first, and then rewrite the problem. 4 times, and what's 7 minus 3? I told you the answer. 7 minus 4 is 3. Okay, now do we have any more parentheses? Yeah, but this means multiply, not work out a problem that's inside the parentheses. Mark it out. Do we have any exponents? No. Mark it out. Do we have any multiplication or division? Yes, we do. 4 times 3, which is what? 12. And then that's it. We're done. That's the answer, which is what they got here. All right, let's look at B. B says 4 times a number that we don't know what it is, minus 4. Remember, this is not a time sign. It's a variable. And then they tell us that x equals 7. So that means 4 times 7 minus 4. All right, let's set up our, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. P stands for parentheses. Do we have any? No. Mark it out. Do we have any exponents? No. Do we have any multiplication or division? We do. So we're going to underline it, and then 4 times 7 is 28, and 28 minus 4. Okay, so do we have any more multiplication or division? No. Mark it out. Addition or subtraction? Yes, we do. It's right here. 28 minus 4 is 24. Okay, there's our answer, and that's what they got over here. Good job. Let's look at C. C says W minus X plus Y. Nothing but variables here. And then they're telling us to replace W, X, and Y with these three numbers here. So it's going to be W is 6, 6 minus, and then what's X? Go back and look at what X is. X is 5 plus, now let's look at what Y is. Y is 3. We have all of those variables replaced. And now let's do, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Do you see any parentheses? No. Mark it out. Do you see any exponents? No. Mark it out. Multiplication or division? Nope. Mark it out. So the only thing they have is addition or subtraction. Now, do you add first or do you subtract first? You do whatever comes first when you read the sentence, the problem like a sentence in a book from left to right. So 6 minus 5 is what you're going to do first. And what does that equal? 1. And 1 plus 3 equals what? 4. All right, last problem D is, it says x squared, write this down, minus x. And then what do they tell you x is? X is 9. So let's write the problem again. Take out all the x's and put a 9. 9 squared minus 9. All right, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Do we have any parentheses? You know what? I meant to switch colors here. Oh well. Do we have any parentheses? No. Exponents? Yes, we do. So underline the base and exponent together. What is 9 squared equal to? You better not say 18, because 9 times 2 is not what that means. It means 9 times 9, which is what? 81. Okay, now 81 minus 9. Do we have any more exponents? No. Multiplication or division? No. Addition or subtraction? Yes. 81 minus 9 is equal to 72. And that's what they got here. Woohoo! Any more? Let's look at this math talk super fast. It says, is w minus x plus y equivalent to w minus y plus x? Explain any difference in the order the math operations are performed. So w minus x plus y, w minus y plus x. You know what? I'm curious about this answer, so I'm going to go ahead and replace these with some numbers. I'm going to put a 10 for w. I'm going to put an, let's say 4 for x, and we'll say y equals 1. All right, so that's going to be 10 minus 4 plus 1. And then this is going to be 10 minus 1 plus 4. Remember, you work the problem in order from left to right. Well, you don't have any multiplication or division, so it's add and subtract from left to right. So 10 minus 4 is 6. 6 plus 1 equals, good night. 6 plus 1 equals 7. Let's see if we get 7 down here. 10 minus 1 is 9, and 9 plus 4 is 13. Oh, so there is a difference in how we do that. Continuing on in your notes, let's go ahead and do these 6 problems. In each problem, n is going to equal 5. So for number 4, it says 3 and then n plus 1. And we're going to take out the n and put a 5. And then please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So we do parentheses first. And that's going to be 3 times 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay, we don't have any more parentheses. We don't have any exponents. Multiplication and division, yes, is what we have right there. 3 times 6 equals 18. And there's your answer. Okay, for number 5, 4 times n minus 4 plus 14. Again, I meant to change colors. All right, so the same thing, n equals 5. So let's rewrite the problem, and we're going to take out all of the n's and put 5's. Okay, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, yes, right here. Rewrite the problem, 4 times, and then 5 minus 4 was equal to 1. Okay, nothing else was underlined, so just keep it the same. Are there any more parentheses? Yeah, but that's not grouping symbols, that's multiplication, so we're done with parentheses. Exponents? No. Multiplication and division? Yes, right here. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 14. That didn't get underlined, so it's the same. No more multiplication and division, and we have addition here. 4 plus 14 is 18. Okay, number 6, changing colors. Number 6 says 6n plus n squared. All right, 6n plus n squared. Okay, remember n is equal to 5, so we're going to take out all the n's and put a 5. Now that doesn't mean this is going to be 65. No, that's 6 times 5 plus, and then n squared will be 5 squared. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Do we have any parentheses? No. Exponents? Yes, right here. We want to solve that first. So it's 6 times 5 plus 25. Okay, do we have any more exponents? Nope. Multiplication or division? Yes, we do right here. 6 times 5 is what? 30 plus 25. That did not get underlined, so you just drop it down. Keep it the same. And no more multiplication or division. Addition and subtraction is going to be 30 plus 25, and that equals 55. Okay, let's look at number 7. And now we have A equals 3, B equals 4, C equals -6. So number 7, all of this is going in your notes. A times B minus 7. That's going to be 3 times 4 minus -6. Okay, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses? No. Exponents? No. Multiplication and division? Yes, right here. 3 times 4 is 12. So now we have 12 minus -6. Do we have any more multiplication or division? No. So now we have addition and subtraction. And remember, when you're subtracting exponents, if you remember that rule, keep, flip, flip. Okay, I flipped the -6 to +6. And what is 12 plus 6? 18. Okay, number 8 says B times C plus 5 times A. Okay, B is 4, C is -6, 4 times -6, plus, and then 5 times A, 5 times 3. Okay, 4 times -6 plus 5 times 3. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Is there any parentheses? No. Exponents? No. Multiplication or division? Yes. 4 times -6? If you have to, use the Chinese Dorito on multiplication and dividing. 4 is positive, 6 is negative. What's 4 times 6? 24, and that's on a negative corner. So -24, okay, plus 5 times 3. None of that got underlined, so you just copy it down just the same. And then 5, we still have multiplication and division right here that we need to take care of. So now it's -24 plus, and then 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, and this is an addition problem. We're done with multiplication and division. What do you have more of? More positives or more negatives? You have more negatives. And then how many more negatives do you have? Well, you have to subtract to figure that out. So 24 minus 15 is 9. So your answer is -9. Okay, the last one on this page. I'm going to come up here and do it. Number 9 says A squared minus B plus C. Okay. Now I'm going to take out the A and put a 3. So 3 squared minus, and I'm going to take out the B and put a 4, and I'm going to take out the C and put a -6. Whoa, you just about can't read that. Let's pause for just a minute. Pause. Okay, A squared minus B plus C. Okay, I'm going to take out the A and put a 3. So it's 3 squared minus, take out the B and put a 4, plus, I'm going to take out the C and put a -6. Okay, now please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, yeah, right there. So I underline that parentheses, and then everything else just drops down the same. I didn't underline it, so it gets copied just the same. 3 minus, and then 4 plus -6. What do you have more of, positives or negatives? You have more negatives. How many more negatives than positives do you have? 4 from 6, 6 minus 4, that's 2. Okay? Now, do we have any more parentheses? No. Do we have any exponents? No. Multiplication or division? No. Now all we have is addition and subtraction, which we don't even have addition, we just have subtraction. So 3 minus -2. Remember what we do on subtraction problems? We do keep, flip, flip. So keep, and then I'm going to change subtraction to, I'm going to flip it to addition, and then I'm going to flip the -2 to +2. 3 plus 2, oh my goodness, my second grader can do that. She could do that last year. 3 plus 2 is 5. All right. Let's look at these problems down here. We practiced things like context clues last Friday. The expression 6x squared gives the surface area of a cube. Okay, surface area is just like when you had, like what you would wrap with wrapping paper. If you had a gift that was like this and you wrapped it in wrapping paper, everything that touches the wrapping paper is the surface area. So that's the formula for surface area of a cube, because there's six sides that would get covered with wrapping paper. That's where that 6 comes from. And the expression x cubed gives the volume of the cube, where x is the length of one of the sides of the cube. So they're saying that one side of the cube is x. We don't know what it is, so they put an x there for the time being. Find the surface area and the volume of a cube with a side length of 2m. Okay, so for the surface area, okay, remember the volume, the formula, 6x cubed. And then they're saying that x is equal to whatever the length is. Sometimes it's a small cube and sometimes it's a big cube. But this side, they're saying, is 2 meters. Okay, so we're going to take out the x and put a 2. So it's 6 times, okay, this is what that's saying, 6 times x squared. 6 times 2 squared. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, we don't have any parentheses. Do we have exponents? We do. Underline the base and the exponent. Now let's rewrite the problem. 6 times, but I got to the underline part, so what's that? 2 squared, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, I don't have any more exponents, but I do now have multiplication and division. 6 times 4 is 24. So my surface area would be 24. There's my label. They did that for us. How sweet for them to label for us. Okay, to find the volume is x cubed. Okay, that means x times x times x. So what is, and they said x is the length of a side. So what did they say the length of the side is? It's still 2. So that's 2 times 2 times 2. Not 6. Oh my goodness. If you put 6, I'm going to come by and bump you on the head. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So it's 8. And how sweet of them again to label that for us. Okay, the last one. The expression 60, my goodness, 60m gives the number of seconds in m minutes. Okay, so maybe if you have 1 minute, you would take out the m and put a 1. So 60 seconds in 1 minute is just going to be 60 seconds, right? But what if you had 2 minutes? 60 seconds times 2 is 120. So how many seconds are there in 7 minutes? Okay, so that's 60 times m, where m is the number of minutes, and they're saying, what about 7 minutes? Take out the m and put a 7. What is 60 times 7? Okay, you guys, what is 6 times 7? 42, and then put a 0 on the end because that's not 6, that's 60. And that's going to be 420 seconds.